Listen up, time is now. Hear Lewayne spin tales of dragons, red herrings, legends, suspense, and love. It's story by story by story by.
Hi, welcome back to the Story by Podcast. Thanks for stopping by. Today's piece is a super short script written for NYC Midnight. A micro short works out well because I've got some housekeeping to do real quick, and I never want to assume everyone listens to what I say after the stories are over. This is the penultimate episode of Story by Podcast Season 2. We're headed into summer, and like old-time radio and network television, this podcast will be on hiatus. I've got to write some more material, maybe enlarge the cast, do some other things to get the show's next season ready for its fall premiere. There are also some side projects I need to work on, and frankly, my kids will be home during the day, and we've got cool things to do. So, you'll get today's episode, and one next week, then we'll be back in the fall. Keep an eye on our Facebook page, facebook.com/storybypodcast, and Twitter @StoryByPodcast for the Season 3 premiere episode release date and any other updates we might have. Also, if you're a writer and are interested in hearing your story performed on Story by Podcast, give us a shout at storybypodcast@gmail.com and we can talk about it. For now, I should probably get to the real reason you're here, a little love story featuring a couple and a snail. Snail Mail. Interior, dispensary entrance, day. Torin, 30s, wearing office casual and a messenger bag, opens the door, approaches admission clerk at check-in counter. Torin's messenger bag has a Darwin Experimental Laboratories work ID clipped to it. Torin hands clerk his state ID and papers. Clerk reviews them, returns them, then activates door lock to interior dispensary waiting room, day. A well-lit open room full of comfy chairs, relaxing decor, instrumental new age music, and people waiting to pick up their goodies. Torin enters, sits down near Colleen, 30s, redhead, in casual clothes. She has a large purse and an open book on her lap. He places his bag in the empty chair between them. Colleen glances up from her book. Torin nods. Colleen returns nod, resumes reading. Torin fiddles on his phone. Unseen by either of them, Lefty, a left spiral-shelled snail, crawls from Torin's bag to Colleen's purse at an unnatural speed. A moment later, a dispensary clerk enters and calls, "Colleen Winchester!" Colleen bundles up her things and follows the dispensary clerk into the dispensary proper. Interior, efficiency apartment, day. A large single-room apartment walled with bookshelves. A love seat, coffee table, and bed are the only other furnishing. A kitchenette and bathroom space form a wall between the bedroom and living room. Colleen enters, throws her purse onto the coffee table, grabs a water bottle from the refrigerator, turns back, discovers the snail sitting beside her purse. "Hello there, little guy." "Hi, Colleen." Colleen screams. The snail screams. "What the f***? A talking snail said my name! I haven't even eaten any gummies yet!" "Whoa, slow down. One thing at a time. Why don't you have a seat, maybe eat a gummy bear or three, and just chill. I'll explain everything." Colleen approaches her purse as if Lefty is a snake, poised to strike. Her eyes never leave Lefty as she snatches her dispensary bag from her purse and sits on the love seat. "Okay, let's start at the beginning. My name is Lefty." He turns sideways so she can see his shell design. "Because I have a left spiral shell. Real original, right? Torin's lab smart. Torin? Kinda nerdy. Sat next to you at the pot shop today. Medical marijuana dispensary. Sure. Anyway, Torin works in this lab. He was fiddling with some DNA stuff or whatever, and boom, I can talk. Well, me, a clam named Snappy, and a slug named Steve. How can I hear you talk? You don't have a mouth. How do you think I eat? Okay. You're hearing me in your head. It's like a weird one-way telepathy. Colleen looks panicked. Relax, I can't actually read your mind. Okay. What are you doing here? Torin thinks he's in love with you.
What?
I know, right? But I've been stuck in the lab with him for weeks. You're all he talks about. It's a problem.
Why?
He's not finding me a mate.
Aw, you want to settle down, start a family, have babies?
What? No, I'm a snail. I can reproduce on my own if I want. I'm just lonely.
Oh.
Lefty's eye stalks look at Colleen, then around the room. You can appreciate that, right? When there's no one else like you, no one you can talk to, share your dreams with, eat plants with. Colleen smiles wistfully. No one to rub eye stalks with.
What?
Nothing. Go back to the first part. Talk, dream, plants, that stuff. Come on, help a gastropod out.
What do you want me to do?
I'll give you his number. Meet up, chat, whatever. Actually, meet up. I need a ride back to the lab. Exterior, City Park, day. A small green space with some benches and a fountain across the road from the dispensary. Colleen sits on a bench, her purse beside her. Torin approaches, stands at opposite end of the bench. Hi, I'm Torin.
Colleen.
Torin gestures. Colleen nods. Torin sits.
I think I have something of yours.
She opens her purse and Lefty emerges. Lefty! Oh my god, where have you been?
You tell him.
Are you serious? He's a snail.
That can talk. He said
He said... Dude, calm down. Don't tell me to... You can talk.
Yes.
I don't... What you do is take this lovely lady out for a nice time. Please. For me. For you, I don't...
We'll explain it all later. How do you feel about Chinese food?
Interior, Colleen's apartment, night. Lefty sits on the kitchenette counter next to some empty Chinese food cartons. He watches a giggling Torin and Colleen disappear into Colleen's bedroom. Steve the Slug oozes up beside Lefty. Hey, Steve. Hey, Lefty. Doesn't look like he's getting you a mate. Too busy getting one for himself. Humans. They're such animals. Steve's probably right, but what can you do? Snail Mail was a competition entry for NYC Midnight for a romance featuring a marijuana dispensary and a snail. I don't know who comes up with those, but I really wish they'd stop giving me the romance genre, especially when I only have 5 pages. I did most of my yapping at the beginning of the show, so I'll just close this one out. As always, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Story by Podcast is a production of Fiddling Around Productions, LLC, copyright 2018. Theme music is provided by Nalani Proctor at nalaniproctor.com and used with permission. Other music provided by Kevin MacLeod at Compotech.com, edited by Lewayne L. White, and licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license.